poor and middle class Americans typically resemble the similar attitude that hard work is going to bring them some form of prosperity. Most obviously the middle class, but I think even poor people, even if they're not financially well, like they think that there's this hard work, right? They think that working an extra job, they think that promoting within a company is going to give them some form of leverage to be able to become rich, right? And the fact remains is that yes, working side hustles, working extra hours is where you need to start, right? Like you have to work hard in the beginning so that you can work smart over the long term. But the problem is that we've sort of adopted this mindset that hard work in and of itself is the key to a financially good life. And I'm not saying that hard work isn't essential. I'm not saying that hard work isn't something that you need to look at and be like, okay, like I'm not going to work hard. But you have to understand that rich people don't work hard. Like maybe they did work hard in the beginning, right, to get whatever business they have off the ground, or maybe their investments to get to a certain level in their positions to where now they can kind of just live off dividends or live off cash flow. But guys, you have to realize that there's two ways to become rich, right? And ideally, the mindset you want to adopt is to, how do I combine both of these, right? Because you can be an investor and still not have that much money. You can be a business owner and still have to work a lot, right? Because if it's just you, right, or if you're self-employed, it might just be you. You might not have anyone under you. But I think, if you guys have read the book, The Cash Flow Quadrant by Robert Kiyosaki, he has the 4 different quadrants that most people are in, right? So there's the E quadrant, which is the employee quadrant. There's the S quadrant, which is like a specialist, like a doctor, a lawyer, a private contractor. Then you have the B quadrant, which is like business owner. And then you have the I quadrant, which is inside investor/investor, right? So you want to find yourself, if you're an employee or you're a specialist, right? Either or. I'd rather be a specialist than an employee, right? But both are still traps in and of themselves if you don't know what you're aiming towards, right? But you want to at least do one of two things. Now you can either, if you're an employee, you can work at building a business, right? Or you can become an investor, right? And ideally what you want to do is aim at both simultaneously. Now, it might be difficult to do, right? But I think if you have trouble, if you're not making a lot of money, right? With the money that you have, right? With the money that you have extra at the end of every month, every week, every month, every year, whatever it is, you need to start investing that money over time, right? So that you can buy things, you can buy education, you can buy time, right? Money is so important. Like it literally can buy you training, it can buy you time, and it can buy you other assets that literally buy back your time so you can learn. The biggest problem with people who work hard, or the biggest problem with self-employed people that are constantly caught up in just doing the monotony of their own work, is that they don't have time because it's just them. Like you're the person working 2 jobs. Like if you're working 2 jobs and you think that is going to, you can save your way to being rich, right? Like that's the false mindset, right? Like you need to deploy your money to assets that will work in your favor, right? Over time. Now, this is tough because a lot of people aren't going to see it through. And especially if you're in, if you're an investor, right? Whether you're a day trader, whether you're a swing trader, whether you're a long-term investor, it doesn't matter, right? I mean, they all have their pros and cons. But I think it's safe to say that people who are scared to invest are caught in this mindset that money is futile and money, they can't stand seeing their money go down, right? They can't stand seeing their portfolio drop 5, 10, 15, even 20%, even 50%. I've seen my whole crypto portfolio drop 50% in 2022. Did I sell? No, I didn't sell a single coin. I kept my Ethereum, I kept my Solana, I kept my Cardano, I kept my XRP. Now look at it. Bitcoin's at what? 113,000 today, right? So the point stands is that you're so afraid of losing money. You're so afraid of seeing your portfolio go down. You think that that's like you losing the game. Like you think like you're not investing correctly, like there's something wrong, like, but in reality it's like every person experiences that, right? Every person is going to experience down, their portfolios going down. The richest people love when prices go down. They love when their portfolios drop because they just buy more, right? So it's like you guys have to get in this mindset that, hey, I'm going to be a consistent investor. I'm going to put money in consistently on a weekly basis, right? Whether it's index funds, whether it's tech stocks, right? Whether it's, if you're a day trader, whether you learn how to trade, whatever the case may be, you want to get in the mindset of having your shit work for you while you're busting your ass. Because I'll tell you what, the way I work, right, with my side hustles and my full-time job, I damn sure I'm not going to have any extra money sitting just laying around standing still. My money's going to move just like how I move, just like how I bust my ass at my 9 to 5 at my job. My money's going to do the same thing, right? And that's the mindset you have to have. You have to have the mindset where, okay, I'm busting my ass, I'm doing all this work for my boss, right? I'm doing all the extra hours, I'm dealing with all this stress, all this hard work and stress and toil and frustration. You damn right the money that I have, you damn right the money that I have that's extra, that's coming in, that I have at the end of the week, end of the month, you damn sure straight that shit is going to be put to work, just like I'm getting put to work, right? So this is the kind of mindset you have to adopt, right? And you know, if you're new to investing, it's really simple, right? There's not really, it's not as complicated as you think it is, right? But you need to first adopt the mindset and be aware of your position as an employee. You're not going to escape that employee position that you're in, that we all really don't want to be in, if you don't first learn how to invest and raise capital, right? I mean, we can talk about business at a different time, right? But I think it's safe to say that anyone can invest. You don't have to have the greatest business idea, right? Because business is tough too, right? Like even the greatest business owners talk about stress and dealing with all this shit. So I think actually being an investor is better, because at least you're not having to, you don't have to, the thing with investing, and especially like stocks and day trading and crypto and all this stuff and swing trading, the thing that's good about it is you don't have to deal with people, right? That is the beauty of it, right? And it's like cash flows coming in. If you own real estate, cash flows coming in if you got some good deals. And then with your stocks, right? Like if you're day trading, it's you and the chart. Like the chart is not, there's no, I mean, obviously you don't like seeing when your money goes down, but there's no people, there's no clients, there's no having to upsell someone, there's no people calling you, asking you questions, there's no customer complaints. Like you take all of the downside that comes with dealing with people out of the equation. So that's why I think, at least, I mean, I'm not saying you can't want to start a business, right? Like obviously we all want some form of active earned income that's better than our current position as an employee. But I would argue it's better, especially if you're an employee and you're able to work at least for 2 to 5 years, start building up your portfolio. Again, whether that's through trading or whether that's just through long-term investing and slowly putting money in on a consistent basis, whatever you choose to do, I'm not going to tell you what to do, but you need to do some form of it, right, over time. So, and I think over time, you know, when you see that portfolio go up, now, hey, guess what? I'm sick of my 9 to 5. Hey, I want to start a business. I take some of that money out. Maybe I quit my job if I want to, if I really want to have more time, because I've built up a huge portfolio, right? And then maybe I invest some of that money into education or into resources that will help me do that. Like that's the mindset you guys have to put yourself in. Like saving money is a weak form of buying back your time and giving yourself leverage and choice in life. Like it's inefficient. That's the best word. It's not bad. Like saving money is like, the average person can't even save money. So I'm not saying like not saving money. I'm not saying saving money is a bad thing. But what I am saying is that there's a more resourceful, quicker way to go about it, right? Like we don't want to have to wait till we're 65 to enjoy our existence, right? We don't want to have to wait for Social Security, for that pension, for that 401k to cash out, right? Like these are old school forms of old inefficient ways of going about creating freedom in our life. And then again, if you have a 401k, keep contributing to that 401k, right? I'm not saying don't start a 401k. Like, yeah, it's free money, right? So but I think that you guys need to get in the mindset of starting to make your shit work for you, right? Even if you're an employee, right? You're still struggling, you're still frustrated at work. What's gonna give you hope is when you see your money start to return and compound. That's what's gonna give you like, okay, like even like working this job right now, yes, it sucks, yes, it's hard work, or yes, it's boring, it's monotonous, but at least my money's growing. At least there's a light at the end of the tunnel for me to someday exit this game, right? I think that's the most important thing. Like, go to work with intention, right? When you go to your job, go to work knowing, hey, this is what I want out of this job. Do I want to promote a couple levels up? What am I going to do with the money that I have from this job? Like, you have to take your life seriously. You have to take your money seriously. You have to put it in the driver's seat of your own being and realize, I control where I go from wherever I am at this point. Whatever job I'm working at this point, I can do something about it. Now, I might not be able to quit tomorrow or venture into a full-on entrepreneur investor tomorrow, but in 5 years and 10 years, right? I think a 5 to 10 year plan, right, is reasonable and achievable, whether you want to be a business owner or a entrepreneur or an investor, as opposed to working for 40 years to cash out a 401k that's maybe worth $500,000, right? So $500,000 earned over 40 years, the average person would be like, damn, yeah, okay, all right. But for me, it's like, that's light work, right? Like, why would I wait that long? And why does anyone want to wait that long? Especially if you have the knowledge, the know-how, and the consistency to be able to do what I teach on this channel. It's not worth your time, right? So anyways, guys, that's it. That's all. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, make sure to subscribe. If you guys have any questions, comments, feel free to leave them down below. And as always, I will talk to you guys soon. Peace.